Hey guys, Scott here with the beer dissection video for you. Depending on when you're watching this, I'm filming this at the beginning of December. A few months ago, I had ordered a packet from the New York Craft Beer Alliance. It was all New York State craft breweries. They put together 24 beers from 24 breweries. They called it New York State Beers of Holiday Cheer, and they gave, sent the shipment to you at the beginning of December. And they send you a nice little brochure of, I'll probably have this popping over my face, as well as snippets about the particular beers that are in the package. And then, of course, everyone that's participating. So I'm sure it's a little bit of promotional. But I got to say, for the most part, all the beers have been pretty good. As far as grades-wise, they've all been very high grades. I think the lowest grade I've given is a B on one of the beers. And they've got sours too. It's porters, sours, Kolsch's, IPAs, of course. You name it, they have it on there. And even when I'm looking at the back of this, they have it. And they're ranging everywhere from down here in Long Island all the way up to Buffalo. And the Adirondacks, they even have Lake Placid Pub and Brewery. Famous Ubu Ale is part of the package. So, but for today, what I have is from Artisanal Brewworks, peanut butter, multiple infinities. Okay, I'm sure I'm going to have it over my shoulder or over my face here in just a second when I edit this. They're advertising it as they first have it as a milk stout, 6.3%, but they also call it a oatmeal stout aged on freshly roasted cocoa nibs. All right, which kind of gives you a kind of a chocolate character to it, and finished with Madagascar vanilla. Okay, and lactose. All right, so it seems to be like kind of a pastry stout, milk stout. But remember, lactose isn't fermented by typical beer yeast like Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Remember, because then it leaves residual sweetness. It adds body to the beer. So again, looks like a hybrid between an oatmeal stout and milk stout, cream stout. All right, and with Madagascar. So we'll see what it's all about. But anyway, let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at it. All right, I think I showed you the can already, which I'm sure I'll have pictures of it over the side. All the cans, of course, have the beautiful artwork. Okay, and as I expect with most stouts, it's looking dark brown to black. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Beautiful looking beer. Nice brown head, about inch and a half. We got dark brown to black color here. The clarity is pretty good. I actually, at the very bottom, you may not be able to see it, but there's a little bit of a reddish hue working its way through. Mahogany, kind of like cedar wood at the very, very bottom. So it is pretty clear, even though it is a dark brown to black beer. And again, very pretty looking beer. And the bubbles looking pretty tight here on the head, which is all you'd ask for. So let's take a sniff of the aroma. Ooh, yeah, you get chocolate, like dark chocolate. And then I get the vanilla right off the top. Wow, beautiful. Vanilla, dark chocolate, a little bit of roast, but almost, I'm perceiving sweetness, even though we don't perceive sweetness on the nose. But I'm expecting this is going to be a little bit sweet from just the smelling of this. But it's kind of like, coffee, chocolate, kind of like even closer to dark chocolate, caramel, nuts, like toasted nut, walnuts. Okay, but very nice aromatics here, guys. Hops are not going to be very important here. I mean, maybe I'm getting a slight herbal character, but I'm not really going to be worrying too much trying to fish for hops on this beer. But there's definitely like a nutty chocolate. Almost if you had like a coffee bean in your mouth, you threw a coffee bean, a nut, some chocolate, and then a tincture of vanilla, because that's kind of what you're getting. This is almost like a pastry stout on the nose, okay? Milk stout, but there is vanilla there. And that's good, because when they're advertising vanilla, I don't really necessarily care if there's vanilla in my stouts, but when you're advertising there is, I want to smell it and taste it. and that's coming up here in just a second. But really good. It's kind of like this. God, even like there's some, dark fruit character to it. Also, kind of like I know people don't like fruitcake, but like that deep rummy, raisin, fig, date kind of notes to it, but chocolate. But anyway, guys, cheers. Let's take a swig of this. Wow. Whoa. Low carbonation. Definitely vanilla. You get that chocolate, nut, dark fruit. And there's on the aftertaste as it's coming through right now, it's kind of like coffee roast, like medium to dark roasted coffee that I'm getting on the aftertaste. No alcoholic warmth. You kind of got a good heavy mouthfeel here, but not sludgy, okay? But a kind of a medium to medium high mouthfeel. But there is some residual sweetness there, probably coming from the lactose and like a cream stout would be. But the cocoa nibs, remember, are going to impart a lot of chocolate character to it, which this is like a chocolate bomb here. But really good. And again, the carbonation, thankfully, and I have it at perfect temperature now. Sometimes I got these beers going too cold, and this one's been sitting out for a while. But nut, like I said, there's even like, I almost feel like I'm tasting peanut butter on here. I'm not sure I didn't miss something on there. Yeah, I did miss it. There is peanut butter, multiple infinities stout from Artisanal Brew Works. I missed it on the reading, but I'm glad I picked it up. I'm kind of getting peanut butter. Now, I don't know. Sometimes these breweries, they're not necessarily putting peanut butter in or putting an ingredient in there, but they trick you, kind of like Garrett Oliver at Brooklyn. Oh my God, they do their chocolate stout. He doesn't use chocolate, and it's like a black chocolate stout that Brooklyn Brewery does. They don't use chocolate in the beer, but they use with the grist between the chocolate malts, probably the roasted barleys, and everything else, to give you the illusion that there's actually chocolate in it. So again, I don't see them saying that they've used peanut butter in there, but it's amazing that I didn't even read that off the top of the thing. It's peanut butter, multiple infinity stout, Artisanal Brew Works. So you do get some peanut butter on there. That's probably where the nut is coming from. So I wouldn't be shocked if they're not actually using peanut butter. They've just manipulated the grist a little bit to kind of give the impression that you have peanut butter on there. But there's vanilla, there's dark roast from the coffee, there's the nuttiness, there is dark fruit character to it also. Decent amount of residual sweetness that leads to kind of the medium full-bodied, but really good, guys. This is kind of like, and the lactose is good, but and it's adding the fullness to the body, and there is some residual sweetness, but it's not cloyingly sweet like some of these pastry stouts that I've had before that they really loaded up with the lactose, and you feel like you're drinking a milkshake at your local ice cream shop. But that was kind of funny that I missed the whole peanut butter in the name. But it does taste like there's peanut butter in there. So I got to say, guys, and there's that nice, the aftertaste is really pleasant. Chocolate, coffee, nuttiness. But anyway, guys, this is great. As far as grade on this, I got to give it an A+. I do like stouts, cream stouts, milk stouts, dry stouts, whatever it may be. This is definitely a little bit on the sweeter side because you're using lactose and you have the chocolate character from the cocoa nibs. But I can say they really paid attention to detail on this beer, and it's really good. And like I said, it's at 6.3, so reasonable, nothing crazy. And so again, I'm going to give it an A+. Really one of the better beers that I've had as far as stouts are to say. And I don't think there's been two. I think there's been one or two porters or stouts in the pack. But really good, guys. So anyway, today's beer dissection was Artisanal Brewworks. Actually says peanut butter, multiple infinities on the can, which I'm sure I've had it over my shoulder most of this video. And they're showing it here, but it's funny that they say that they're using the cocoa nibs, but they don't say anything about peanut butter in their little bio. And I'm going to look real quick before I sign off with you guys. And stout with peanut butter flavor. So I don't know if they're putting peanut butter in there, or they've manipulated the grist to give you the impression of that, or they're using an artificial tincture. But all in all, really good. Okay. So anyway, guys, till the next beer dissection video, hopefully getting a little bit of background about these new breweries in the state of New York, or not new breweries, but newer to me, because most of these breweries, other than the Long Island ones and the Adirondacks and a couple others, I haven't had any beers from them. So to the next beer dissection video, guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.